Hello everybody and welcome to the weekend roundup for the Cheshire Football League. This is the weekend of games, most of the games taking place on Saturday, February the 18th. In the Premier Division, Linotype Cheadle Nomads put in the performance of the day, beating Altrincham Reserves by 4 goals. A Dean McGregor brace, plus goals from Ashley Harrison and Joe Campbell, gave Nomads the victory. The result moves Nomads up to 4th ahead of the Robins. League leaders Whaley Bridge defeated an in-form Eagle Sports side this weekend. Bridge won by 3-0 at Horwich Park. Derbyshire locals increased their lead at the top of the table to 8 points following this victory. Goals were from Tom Scorer, Rob Newton and Joe Armstrong, gave Whaley the win. Knutsford couldn't mirror Whaley this weekend as they drew 1-1 with style. The Wilmslow native did well to take away a point from title challengers, especially considering they were joint bottom at the start of play this weekend. A man of the match display from goalkeeper Alex McIntosh proved vital to their performance. Poynton beat bottom side Garswood United at home to edge closer to the top 5. The Reds won 1-0 thanks to an Andrew Hurst goal. They now sit in 6th, 15 points off top spot and with 7 games in hand. An impressive Steve Hughes hat-trick gave Rudheath Social the victory, a 3-1 victory away at Rylands. With a goal in the first half and 2 in the second, Hughes' goals gave Social the victory. They took all 3 points from Gauzy Lane and it keeps them clear of Style and Garswood United below them. Denton Town dropped down the table, being displaced by Poynton as they drew 0-0 with strugglers Greenall's, Padgate, St Oswald's. It was a quiet affair in Tameside, as Greenall's will be more pleased with the result than their opponents. Wythenshawe Town were held by a late goal at home to Malpass this weekend. A Douglas Carroll goal gave the home side the lead at Ericsson Park, but a late goal by Alex Hughes stopped the title challengers from moving ahead of Knutsford into second. Both Wythenshawe and Knutsford sit 8 points off the leaders in 3rd and 2nd respectively. In League 1, Warrington Town Reserves remain top of the division following their 1-0 win away at Edgerton. A solitary goal in the first half was enough for the Whites to take all 3 points back east to Warrington, and they become the first Cheshire Football League side this season to reach 50 points. Billings remain in close second with their victory over Dayton at home. They won 2-0 at Carmel Road. 3 goals from Christopher Cottington and Steve Walhooter. Apologies if I pronounced that one wrong. Billings now sit just 4 points off the league leaders Warrington. Middlewich Town impressed as they beat Grappenhall Sports by 4-0 away from home. The Witches, whose goals came via Sam Wakefield, Jamie Petrie, Chris Yeardsley and Ed Marsh, move into 10th, leapfrogging Dayton in the process. Lostock Gralam move up to 6th with a 4-1 victory over Goulburn Sports at the Park Stadium. The Grey Lambs move ahead of FC St Helens as a result of the victory. St Helens drew at home to West Didsbury and Chorlton Reserves. The result moves both sides down the table level on points with each other, while slowly watching the other sides above them move further away. Halebank lost 2-0 at home to AFC Macclesfield. A brace from CFL Interleague squad member Jack Bannister, we've got a game on Tuesday by the way, gave the Stockport side the victory, meaning they are keeping pace with the top 3 and could push for a late title challenge with their games in hand. In Reserve League 1, Garswood United stay in 4th with their 4-0 victory over Denton Town. It was a good solid performance from Garswood as they gradually move closer to top spot. Greenall's, Padgate, St Oswald's drew 0-0 with Knutsford in the top of the table clash. It was 3rd against 5th and both sides will be relatively pleased with taking points from the game. Knutsford still have a number of games in hand over the rest of the title challengers, so look as though they have an advantage going into this one. In Reserve League 2, Moore United beat Malpass in a 6-goal thriller. The home side won 4-2 against the bottom side in the table. The result moves Moore ahead of Pilkington and up to 6th. In a clash at the top of the table, Middlewich took on AFC Macclesfield and it played out as a goalless draw. Both sides keep the pressure on the top 2. Mac are just 2 points now behind league leaders FC St Helens. There was plenty of President's Cup action this weekend, so we're not going to go too in depth on all the games, otherwise this video will be 15-20 minutes long. So what we're going to do is we'll just run down some of the main facts that we have on full-time FA. For those clubs that haven't posted the stats on there, then we can't go into too much detail on those games. So Pilkington beat Wythenshawe Town's development squad in a dominant display, winning 10-2 at home, although no goal scorers have been submitted on full time from Pilkington in that, so we can't list them off as I'm sure there would be some players who did exceptionally well in this one. Pilkington Reserves, they also won. They beat Dayton Reserves 3-1 at Culkeith Sports Club in Warrington. Ford Motors beat Barnton Reserves 4-2. Goals from George Webster and Jack White weren't enough for Barnton to take away the victory. Again, Ford Motors, we don't know who scored for Ford Motors in that game. Mersey Valley thrashed Billinge Reserves by 6-1. Bradford locals were impressive and won through a Kyle Denton brace and goals from Markel Bennett, Rory McDonald, Kane Parchment and Kyle Watts. Mull United drew 1-1 with Unicorn Athletic in a closely contested affair in which neither side could break away and find that elusive final goal. Tarpley Vicks and Cuddington played out an impressive 3-3 draw at the Flacker. Cuddington's goals came via a brace from Nathan Harwood and a single goal from Richard Betley. Again, we don't have the goal scorers for Tarpley Vicks in that game. In the J. Walton Challenge Cup, and this is a shock to some, not so much of a shock to others, high-flying League 2 side Broadheath Central were beaten by Cheadletown Reserves. Cheadletown Reserves, who are obviously struggling at the bottom of League 1, become the first team in the final of the J. Walton Challenge Cup this season. As I said, they beat Broadheath Central to progress to the final. Details of all CFL finals will be not only put in article form on the website and posted on social media, we will also have a video made very soon for all of those interested in one of those. Now, just a quick mention of our external competition games. Congleton Vale made it through to the next round of the Crewe and District FA Cup following their 5-0 win away at Sandbach Town. In the same competition, Crewe FC got into the next round without playing, as Sandbach United Reserves were unable to field a team in that game. 3 games featuring Cheshire League sides took place in the Northern Cup this weekend. Orford won 2-0 away at the IVFC. Lee Foundry beat FC St Helens Reserves by 3-0, and in an all Cheshire League game, it was Winstanley Warriors who beat Poynton Reserves by 3-2. Thank you very much for watching this review. As you can tell, I've done it quite quickly. I've tried to get through it quite quickly. There's been a lot of fixtures to go through. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to keep us. Be sure to give us your feedback or anything that you may, any queries you may have. Be sure to let us know. If you have goal scorers that weren't mentioned, again, be sure to let us know or update you full time. I've been told to say that. Update you full time. I haven't actually been told to say that. There was just a... Never mind. Anyway, let's end this by saying thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on... Well, I'll see you again whenever, really, because we haven't really got a schedule at the moment. Thank you very much for watching. I've gone a bit off track at the end. Bye-bye.